Yo, what is going on, everyone? Guiding Light here, and in this one, I'm going to be showing you guys the absolute best build that you can use for Bunny in the endgame. Now, with this build, not only will you be able to solo hard mode interceptor battles, but you'll also be able to get yourself through the bosses. Now, if you guys don't have other more powerful descendants that can be used for DPS on the big hard mode bosses, I'm going to show you guys a build on Bunny, which will actually allow you guys to get through just about any mission and any boss. Now, I've seen a lot of people that when they load up into the hard mode bosses, if they see a bunny on their team, they'll actually just immediately leave because they think it's the worst character. And that being said, it is extremely if you don't have the right perks on it. Once you have the right perks on though, and you can use your mobility an infinite amount of times and you can move as fast as you want, this class becomes much, much better because you won't get hit as much. And using these abilities, I'm going to show you guys how you can take out any boss, even the hard mode intercept bosses, with very little effort using this build. Now, the reason why this setup is so good for bosses, whether you're playing solo or you're actually doing the big team bosses, is due to her lightning strike ability. Now, during a lot of different boss fights, there'll be things like the hummingbirds which spawn in or all the ads which spawn on the ground. Now, this can be extremely annoying when doing either solo bosses or even the big hard mode bosses because you won't be able to do DPS. You'll be taking all this crazy damage and you have to worry about too many things at the same time. When you have one or two bunnies on your team using this build, you won't have to worry about ads. But not only that, you're not going to have to worry about the boss's shields or the hummingbirds either. Now, during certain boss fights, even there's going to be a lot of mechanics, which there's these ads which spawn out. They'll be on his back, they'll be scattered all over the map. And now, when using this build on Bunny, you can actually immediately wipe out all of these shield particles. Now, the reason why this is so important is because not only does it take out the ads around you, it takes out the boss's shield for your team, but it will also allow your teammates to do continuous damage. Not only that, but during these boss phases or the big intercept battles, you only have 10 minutes. So sometimes, especially during the higher level hard mode bosses, if you don't have these abilities on, there can be up to 100 ads at a time, which you have to take out. Now, this ability is insane, so good that you can actually take them all out in almost 1 to 2 blasts. Now, even when things are up in the air, you would think you'd normally not be able to hit them, but double jumping up in the air or increasing the radius on your perk can actually make it so that it would reach these areas. As you can see, we were struggling to take out all these additional ads, for example, and I was able to take them out in 10 seconds. Now, you may not have gotten to this boss yet, however, I can tell you right now that this is extremely difficult with normal weapons, and this was one of the only ways we were able to take out all these ads at once. So this may be an extreme case, but this can be used in any activity. And when running solo, I found that it's one of the best ways to get through the activities, as you can actually get through most encounters without even shooting your weapon. You can literally just double jump around because she gets bonus damage every time she lands. You'll see a shockwave blast go out every time she lands. But then not only that, you're going to get this ability which just continuously crits every enemy around you, and it is infinite. So as soon as you run out, you can literally just get it right back when you have the right mods on. So let's get into the actual modules you're going to need to create this build. So the first thing you want to do is find a reactor. Now, the gold reactors are only going to work on ultimate weapons, but instead you're going to want to find a reactor that works with a submachine gun. Now, the reason for this is we're going to run a submachine gun. There's a mod on the submachine guns which will allow you to get increased movement speed. I think this is essential with Bunny due to her low defense, and since most of her abilities come from you running around, this will help quite a bit because the faster you move, the more these blasts are going to spread around and actually deal damage to enemies. So I've made videos on some of the best weapons in the game to go after. I'm just going to throw on any SMG real quick. And what you want to be on the lookout for is this perk here called Brisk Walk. Now this is the perk that on hit, movement speeds increase by 10%. And so all you have to do is hip fire the SMG and you'll immediately proc that. Now as you can see, I've only leveled it up to 1. And as I get more activators, this build will get way more stronger. This is not even anywhere near as strong as it could be. And it's already enough to pretty much one-shot through your way through most of the activities. So here's a quick look at the mods as well. These are the most important. You're going to want to buff up your critical hit damage, your skill critical hit rate, and then you really want to make sure to increase your skill power as well. Now, as you can see, you're going to want to try to find mods that also give you the skill cooldown, and you want to buff these out so that when you're using your ability, the cooldown is much, much less. Now, because her defense is very low, I do suggest running at least one defense mod. Spear and Shield works pretty well. So if you're running solo, you definitely should probably have at least one of these on. Now, there's ways to make this build a little bit stronger, but I choose to leave one slot filled so that I can put on anti-venom of whatever toxin I need. Now, you could technically take this off if you don't want to use it, or if you have defense in other slots, But as you can see, you also want to try to find things that decrease skill power and up your skill critical hit rate. Also, be sure to put on a melee mod and max it out, as it will give you an extra 10 points that you can spend. Now, like I said, guys, this build can get way stronger. As you can see, I have 80 points right now. If I take off my melee weapon, it'll actually go down to 70. So make sure you have a melee weapon that's completely maxed out. Now, for some reason, if you're not able to slot in as many mods as me, go up in here into the module additional settings, and you have to socket in a mod type. Now, what this will do is it's going to use a crystallization catalyst, but in each slot that you put it on, the one that matches up with this symbol, it will cost less when you go to apply it later. So the more of these catalysts which you apply, the stronger you'll be able to get, as you'll have stronger and stronger mods on, or just more mods on overall. Now, that's why I'm telling you that this build isn't even anywhere near as strong as it could be, because I've only put in one socket as of right now, and it's already strong enough to take on just about every activity in the game. So I don't want to waste catalysts on her just to be continuously buffing her up, but there is ways to get her even stronger at this point as well. Now, once you socket that in, it will reset you to level 0. You're going to have to get up to 40 again. It only takes like, an hour or two to do, and then you'll be right back up to where you were, except you'll be even stronger now with the mods you have applied. Now, that's it for this build, guys. Hopefully it helps you out. Be sure to be on the lookout for more videos. If you need help with any other character or any more builds, let me know down in the comments. I'll try to make a build for that character. But that's pretty much it for this one, and I'll catch you later. Peace.